Welcome everyone to this meeting of Spearhead Toastmasters. My name is Rupinder and I'm happy to play the role of Sergeant at Arms for today. You are now inside the code of conduct of a Toastmasters meeting. Before I begin, let me apprise you of the club mission statement that is common for all clubs around the world. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Sorry. I would ask you to be apprised of the meeting rules, which are as follows. Please be advised that any behavior that interrupts the flow of the meeting will result in a summary dismissal from the room without assigning any reason whatsoever. I would request you all to keep your videos on and your audios off. If you have any noise making devices, please put them on silent mode. When you come online, you do not want them to be making a noise. The devices are including but not limited to your mobile phones and your laptops. Particularly check if your laptop has WhatsApp web on, and if so, mute the WhatsApp web window because that is the one that is most likely to make a noise. To the Toastmaster of the day, the table topic master and the general evaluator, please ensure a smart audio video check before handing over to the respective role players. Role players, please rename yourself as role player hyphen your name hyphen your club name. You may omit the club name if you're a member of Spearhead Toastmasters. Please acquaint yourself with the role of the timer. The timer will use either background change or screen sharing to indicate time using one of the three cards. Green means that you've reached the minimum qualifying time. Yellow means that it's a good time to start concluding. And red means that you have 30 seconds more or you will be disqualified. Individual session timings will be explained in due course. Zoom behaviors, we encourage you to use Zoom emoticons to encourage the role players, just like I clapped for myself. And just for added effect, I'll laugh at myself. And probably I'll give myself a little bit of love as well while I'm at it. We sincerely request you not to send chat messages when to a speaker who is on the stage. Reiterating, please stay on mute until specifically requested to unmute. Polls will be launched after each section and they will be closed after 30 seconds. To reiterate, be the kind of audience that you want for yourself. Now, I would like to introduce the presiding officer, which seems to be a very fluid position because I thought that there were going to be at least 3 presiding officers prior to the start of this meeting. Finally, we've settled on one of them who happens to be area director of area M4, past president of Turning Point Toastmasters, and someone who guided Turning Point Toastmasters to the Golden Gavel and the Hall of Fame awards. And I'm pretty sure he's going to do wonders with his area director tenure as well. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to present you Toastmaster and soon to be distinguished Toastmaster, Mittal.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rupinder Singh, DTM, double DTM, for that kind introduction. And yes, very well, welcome to all of you to yet another meeting of Spearhead Toastmasters. I see a lot of guests today, so yes, please make yourself comfortable for the next 1.5 or 2 hours because we are going to have a lot of fun plus learning. And we can assure that by keeping our videos on, look engaged and be engaged as well, because we have a beautiful theme, an energetic, exciting theme lined up for you. Before we move on with the theme of the meeting and the Toastmaster of the day, let me acknowledge the presence of all the distinguished guests in the room. Starting with the R counter today, Toastmaster Pankaj has joined us and he is also playing the R counter. So thank you very much. And yeah, no need to unmute yourself, and that goes for all the guests as well. We would like to hear more from you at the later point of time, but to just pursue with the meeting, let us, you can say hi by being on video. So we have our counter Toastmaster Pankaj. Then we have Pranav from GCTC playing the grammarian role today. We have Lalit Kumar. Then we have Madhav Upadhyay from our sister club Turning Point Toastmasters. We have Manish Niranjan, our ever-present guest, just like family, distinguished Toastmaster PadmaKumar with us, Pallavi Bajoria. Yeah, that would be it. So very warm welcome to all of you. I am playing the role of Presiding Officer today, and it is my proud privilege to kick open the meeting and introduce you to the very special Toastmaster today. Why am I calling her special? Because she tends to vanish and then come back with a bang. She has played a Toastmaster today on Thursday as well, and now she's up again with a very beautiful, very exciting theme. The poster itself lightened me. And not only that, we have first-time role players as well. So Toastmaster Surbhi is playing the Evaluator role with the Spearhead Toastmasters for the first time. Toastmaster Hina is playing the General Evaluator for the very first time. And we have Toastmaster Rama, who has kickstarted her Pathways journey and is delivering her first ever speech in Toastmasters. So let us encourage them all with claps. And with that, let me introduce you to the Toastmaster today once again. Dance like no one's watching. How many of you can relate to it? We have weddings where there is a DJ floor and we just dance while as if no one's watching. We don't think that how am I dancing? How will I come on video? Usually because we just simply do random moves, right? Get into the groove and just dance. At least I am like that. I hope many of you can relate. So yes, and it's not only about dancing, actually, it's about expressing ourselves without being nervous and without thinking what others will think about us. So let us not think what others will think, rather think what we have to do. So it's not only about dancing, it's about anything for that matter, even public speaking. So let us be expressive today as well, as if no one is watching, no one is judging us, right? So let us be at our best behavior and speak from the heart. On that note, let us get into the groove and with dance, bring the Toastmaster today, Toastmaster Ayushi.
Thank you, Nimit, for your warm welcome. And now let's start this journey of dance. Have you ever watched a child dance? She is full of joy and does not care what she looks like. We do, so we try to dance properly with the correct posture, the right sequence of steps, and we do that same in our life, trying to live right. But to find joy, you need to dance like nobody is watching. Love like you will never be heard. Sing like that there is nobody listening, and live like that's heaven on earth. You might think that it requires dancing in the dark, that when no one can see you, or getting drunk to lower your inhibitions and awareness of what others are watching you. But I assure you that it is more than that. To me, dancing is free from judgment, criticism, and what others might think. Means that being present and not overwhelmed or consumed by others' expectations. To means focusing on why I started doing a thing, and it's for my fun, my expressions, and for my connection. In today's world, what happens? It's more than that somebody is watching our move every time. It could be because we post our life on social media and are opening ourselves to praise and criticism. It seems rare that we keep our moments to ourselves, and yet there is a power in reflection that take us to places when we engage in moments of you and no one else. Now, I would like to ask like one thing from all of you, and please raise your hand if you have done this thing in your life. So you have tried to please others so much that we become someone that we don't like. Women dress up like dolls to please their men, and men try to please their women by giving some hobbies. Children study subjects they hate to please their parents. So raise your hands if anyone of you have done something like that. I'm sure like many of you might have done this. Nobody, okay. I could see like one hand, okay, two hands, okay. Okay. So thank you for raising your hands and acknowledging this. None of us is wrong. Life, of course, requires compromises. But you know, when it's gone too far, you need to look yourself in mirror and don't recognize that sad person anymore. The good thing about that, about going through the phase is that you know who you are not. It's like trying on a shirt that look good on the hanger, but not on you, or taking up few jobs that we realize that we are not meant for it. So most of us aren't known for what we want in life, and life would be boring if we did. Let's search for identity that gives this journey some meaning. Now let's embark a new journey today, which will bring joy to us. So let's start our Toastmasters meeting today. A typical Toastmasters meeting comprises three sections. We have prepared speeches, where prepared speakers give their speech in advance, and we have table topics, where guests and Toastmasters who have not gotten chance to speak are invited uh, on stage to speak on the topic. And last but not the least, we have our evaluation section where everyone gets chance to improve. Now let me introduce our GE for today's meeting, Toastmasters Hina.
Thank
Over
you,
to you,
Toastmaster.
Toastmasters Hina.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. That was a brilliant start. Dance like no one's watching. And I want all of us today to absolutely do that. For the benefit of the guest, I'm the general evaluator of the day, and I conduct the evaluation portion of the meeting. Every Toastmaster meeting has a general evaluator who looks at all the various sections of the meeting except for the prepared speech and gives feedback on how did we progress, what we do right, what we could have improved, and be able to take this to the next level of perfection. The idea is to learn and reflect on what we could do better the next time. I have a wonderful team with me to be able to help me give feedback to all of us as we go through this learning journey. Uh, I have a great tag team with me here to keep all of us on our best and to keep our speeches concise. We have the timer, Ragini, Tech Master, if I can request you to please spotlight our role players as I speak. Ragini, it would be a timer, and she would be displaying cards. And if I can request Ragini for you to present the cards to all of us as we go through this experience. So we have prepared speeches, and today we have an icebreaker, which should ideally last between 4 to 6 minutes. At 4 minutes, Toastmaster Ragini would show a green card. At 5 minutes, she will raise a yellow card, and at 6 minutes, a red card will be raised by her. The speaker would have 30 minutes of grace time on either side as they deliver their uh, icebreaker speech. Similarly, in the table topics section, speakers would limit their remarks to averagely 2 minutes. So at 1 minute, Ragini will raise the green card. At 1.30 seconds, a yellow card would be raised. And at 2 minutes, she would be raising the red card. A 30-minute grace on the later side would be permitted. Thank you so much, Ragini, for sharing that with us. To make our communication clear, we would have, Pankaj playing the role of an AHA counter. The purpose of an AHA counter is to note any overused words or filler sounds used as crunch by anyone who speaks during the meeting, including me. Words may be inappropriately interjected, such as and well, but so perhaps, you know, sounds may come across like er, or sometimes long pause, which are not intentional. Thank you so much, Pankaj, and we look forward to your evaluation towards the end. Finally, to make sure our communication is correct, we have Toastmaster Pranav help navigate this for us as a grammarian. As grammarian, it would be his responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language use, take note of any misuse of the English language, and at the same time, record any amazing words which are outstanding for all of us to learn and quickly uh, practice in our speech. As a grammarian, it is also his duty to introduce to us the word of the day. So I'm going to now hand over the stage to Pranav so that he could introduce the word of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hina. So as the role is already explained, I would like to shift over to the word of the day, and the word of the day that I'll be presenting today is pertinent. Pertinent, the meaning of which is relevant or applicable to a particular matter. Now, mind you all, this is an adjective, so avoid using it like a standalone noun and be very particular while you're using the word. I'll give you an example as well wherein this construction is used. So, example could be include all pertinent information, including the date, time, and location of the reception. Now, please note that it said include all pertinent information. Now, information is the noun here, pertinent is the adjective, it's modifying the particular noun. So, use it like that. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Hina. You're on mute, Hina. Sorry.
That was pertinently highlighted back to me. Thank you so much. And I'm sure this is a wonderful word which all of us would look forward to practice. I would encourage all of you to find opportunities to do the same. Finally, I do want to introduce my extended team member, Surbhi Mittal, who would be evaluating the icebreaker speech as the speech evaluator. This is also Surbhi's first time evaluating as a speech evaluator. I would request the tech master just to spotlight Surbhi and we could say hello. On that note, I would hand over back to the TMOD. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hina, for wonderfully explaining your role. Now let us begin with our prepared speeches. Our first prepared speaker is Toastmaster Rama, and this is her icebreaker speech. Many congratulations, Rama, and we all are looking forward to hear your speech. But before I call Rama on stage, I would like to call her evaluator, Surbhi Mittal, to read out the speed objective. Over to you, Toastmaster Surbhi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ayushi. So today I have the sheer privilege to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Rama, who is going to break the ice with her level 1, project 1 icebreaker speech. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce himself or herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. The length of the speech is 4 to 6 minutes. And with this, I wish Toastmaster Rama all the best and congratulate her on starting her journey towards Toastmasters. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Surbhi. Now let's welcome Toastmaster Rama with a bang. Before that, Rama, can we have the quick AV check for you?
Hello.
You are audible, and I guess you are visible also. So with a round of applause, let's welcome Rama on stage. Over to you, Rama.
Thank you, Ayushi. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. My name is Rama. I am originally from Nepal and I was born and spent my childhood in Nagpur. This is the story of my journey to Toastmasters. Since childhood, I was better at extracurricular activities than academic, like sports, art and craft, sketching, drawing, painting, and embroidery. They always fascinated me, and naturally I would excel in them. I have played hockey at district level and throwball at state level. I would like to share few glimpses of my creativities with all of you. Now, I would like to share my screen. So this is oil painting, this is embroidery, this is sketching, and this is art and craft. After seeing this creativity, you must have got some idea that how much time it takes. But I love doing these activities and I can spend hours doing it. And at the other hand, I find difficulty in studies. My medium of studies at school was Hindi, and that became an excuse to avoid English. Whenever my teacher wanted me to read, I used to run the other way. Similarly to now, whenever I am asked to speak during table topic sessions in Toastmasters meetings. After marriage, when we moved to Gurgaon, my husband encouraged me to learn English language as he was working in MNC. I started taking spoken English classes and overcome my communication skills little bit. In 2011, I started attending Buddhism meetings. I learned a way of living positively in Buddhism. I like to help people, and with this practice, whenever someone is in need, I pray for them and for their victory. After joining this practice, I improved a lot upon my communication skills as the medium of communication is only English. In 2018, I introduced my friend Joita to Buddhism, and in return, she introduced me to the Toastmasters. But I could not join it immediately because I was finding difficulties to find a Toastmasters club nearby. And when I come to know during lockdown that Toastmasters meeting is happening online, I got the opportunity to attend online meetings, and I joined it immediately without wasting any time. And I am here in front of you all, facing my worst fear and trying to overcome them. When I attended my first meeting of Toastmasters and I came to know that the name of our club is Turning Point, and with the help of the members over here, I got the confidence that this will indeed be the turning point of my life, and I am eagerly looking forward to learn from all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rama, for this wonderful speech and explaining her that how wonderful person you are. And trust me, there is so much to learn from you. It's a practice that first icebreaker speech gets a standing ovation. So we are in the virtual meeting. So I would request everyone to stand up on their seat and give a round applause to Rama. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Rama. Now let's begin with our meeting. You are driving to work and you didn't sleep last night. Coffee isn't just cutting. You are listening to the news station and hearing devastating story. Oh, you are 40 minutes late to your work because of construction, and you strategically put on the radio. Okay, I'm sorry. We need to have 1 minute silence for the speaker so that everyone can give a evaluation. So the 1 minute starts now. I guess the 1 minute is over now, and hopefully all of you must have given your feedback to Rama. Now let's begin with the meeting. You are driving to work. You didn't sleep last night. Coffee isn't just cutting. And you are listening to the news station with all the devastating story. And oh, you are 40 minutes late to your work. And and you strategically put on the radio on because you have reached your limit. And you heard your favorite song that you have not heard from 4 years. And you are thinking about your best friend who truly appreciate if he or she is sitting next to you and this song is blaring out from your car speakers. And before you know, your head is swinging here and there, and your fingers are moving on the steering wheel of your car. That is, nobody is stopping you, and you have entered a full-fledged car dancing mode. And you know what? Your day just turned around. We all have heard this expression, dance like nobody is watching. But we have really taken into this consideration that what does this means. Dancing can be one of the most free forms of self-expression and creativity. You could be the worst dancer in the world, but yet participate in each day and be considered a success because it's fun and you feel good. Sometimes you hear a song and that sparks a particular memory and you start moving your shoulders to the beat of that song without even realizing it. And that's what pure joy is. My mother came back from vacation from Goa and she told me I did something for the first time. Hesitantly, I prodded for more information. She told that she literally danced like nobody was watching and had so much of fun. She rarely gets up and dances at events, but she participated and admitted that how much fun it was and how much good she felt. It warmed my heart to think that my mother is able to let go the preconceived notions and feeling comfortable in her own skin to dance around and feel happy. Now, I want to check out with you guys that what is your favorite dance steps? India has number of dance steps, from Bollywood dance, from Bhangra to classic. Now, my favorite dance is Bhangra because we have to do nothing and I have to move two fingers like this. So I would like to ask from all of you that which is your dance form and why. Anyone? Rupinder, you can, I hope your favorite dance form is also Bhangra only.
I don't have a favorite dance form. I don't know how to dance in the first place.
But you can do like this, it's Bhangra. And others?
I wish you never saw me dancing now.
No, you should dance like nobody is watching. This is what our theme says. Anyone else would like to tell about their favorite dance form? Okay. Nobody likes dancing here in this group of 14 people.
My favorite dance form is free dance.
Right, it's true.
And my favorite dance form is Mohini Attam from Kerala.
How it is done, Padma, if you could explain us a bit that how it is done.
Shall I demonstrate?
Yeah, you can demonstrate. That's what we want to know.
Yeah, in that case, all of you shut down your machines while I demonstrate. Because I have to watch when dance when nobody's watching, right? I'll do one better than demonstrating it. I'll send you a clip if you like. So once you watch it, you will become fans of Mohini Attam.
Sure, Padma, sure. Hina, you wanted to.
I'm a close cousin. I'm a close cousin to Padma. I love the Bharatanatyam.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Lakshmi also raised her hand for this.
Yes, I love dance, of course, definitely. I learned Bharatanatyam for almost about 5, 6 years, but couldn't perform because we need certain time limits for that. You know, you need to achieve a level for that. But yes, I did learn for some time. And the mudras which are there, the hand mudras, the thing which are absolutely fantastic. So I love dancing, definitely.
Thank you, Lakshmi, for showing your passion for dance. And I hope that you get chance in future to follow your passion. Culturally, dance is extremely important and important to our ethical representation. Some cultural groups dance to praise their gods and others to show thanks, while some dance simply to show how happy souls we are. Now, and the dance includes some kind of vocals and some kind of movement and some kind of facial expression as well, including taking your tongue out, glaring at the audience with a wide eyes so that they are captivated. Similar to dance, we have another captivating session by our captivating Toastmaster. I would like to invite Toastmaster Rupinder to conduct much awaited and captivating table topic session. Over to you, Rupinder.
Oh boy. Ayushi Kumar, you will be called on. I've made a mental note of that. You made me dance on the screen. But for now, I would like to start with PadmaKumar. It's a ritual now that we start with you, Padma.
Okay.
So, dance like no one's watching kind of relates to blissful ignorance, right? And so here is my topic for you, Padma. Coming up on screen, PadmaKumar, if ignorance truly is bliss, why aren't there more happy people? If ignorance truly is bliss, why aren't there more happy people? PadmaKumar.
One of the key reasons why you have so many unhappy people is that people try to live through someone else's eyes. They're constantly worried about how do I come across in the eyes of other people. You know, one of the things I heard recently is, what is the most washed part of the human body? If you say hands, yeah, maybe during the pandemic, yeah, we used to wash hands very regularly. If you say hair, yeah, you're a very conscious person who keeps washing your hair, but you are nowhere near the real answer. The real answer is brain. That is getting washed every single time when we listen to other people, when we watch advertisements, when we read magazines, and we find that, you know, girls have to be size 0, their skin has to be glowing like ivory, their eyes has to be like fish and starry, and their hair has to be wavy and voluminous, and the men need to have so broad shoulders and a lot of hair on their head. All kinds of brainwashing. And when we compare ourselves with that, we find that there is a serious lack of happiness. So I would say ignore rather than just ignorance. Ignore the opinions of people who do not matter. There are some pertinent body parts that we should really focus on, and those include a brain filled with wisdom, a heart filled with compassion, a soul filled with goodness. Let's focus on these pertinent body parts and make sure that we live a life which is very happy and useful to people. Don't worry about impertinent opinions of others. Ignore those and live a happy life. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you very much, Padma. Next, I will like to spotlight Toastmaster Lakshmi. We meet again. Not one of your better days. So I'm going to talk about the word of the day, which is pertinent. And I'm going to talk about some pertinent things, particularly something which is very pertinent to public speaking. Often we speak more than what we are required to, but how much is enough? So here is a quote coming up for you, which is also going to be your table topic, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Toastmaster Lakshmi, stop speaking before your audience stops listening. Stop speaking before your audience stops listening, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. Every person stomach is with certain limits. Every person brain is with certain limits. And every computer has certain memory power. So if you start pouring it, if you start giving it more and more, it will land up nowhere. So every topic needs something or other to say. Some can be of 1 to 2 minutes table topics. Some is worth for 5 to 7 minutes. Some are keynotes, which is about 15 to 20 minutes topic. Just because we have a speech, we have a topic, if we don't have any substance to it, we cannot keep on cooking it, keeping it on the your stove and keep on trying to make the food, then it will go as a waste. Over certain time, if I have this bottle, I can fill just 1 liter only. I cannot try to fill 2 liters. So if I try to fill, then it will go waste. So we need to pay attention to the audience who are listening to us, where there is a end, there is some vague end which is coming, the saturation point we need to read. And the moment we try to understand, yes, this is the moment where I have to put a stop on it, we should stop it. That understanding we should get, not only in the Toastmasters way we speak, but also in our daily life. We meet so many people. Some might be interested talking. Some issues need more attention, more time. Some need very crisp and swift attention required. So we just cannot drag everything, whatever we have in our hand. We just have to analyze, first of all. Like always you say, take about few seconds to think. That's what we have to do. We have to think and attack the problems accordingly and speak accordingly before the person on your opposite runs are not interested in listening to it. Otherwise, your effort goes waste. So thank you. That's what I wanted to tell you. We need to analyze the problem first, then attack it accordingly in a timely manner. Thank you. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lakshmi. Now I will take 3 names, and whosoever comes up first will get the topic. Lalit Kumar, are you ready for a topic?
Hello everyone. Am I audible to all?
Lalit, you are audible. You are not visible.
Sorry for that. My camera is not working. I'm so sorry.
No worries. No worries. So Lalit, you are clearly audible and you are visible.
Okay. This is my first meeting, Rupinder. If you can just let me know the timings.
It's 1 to 2 minutes. You'll get a green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5 minutes, and red card at 2 minutes. You have to speak at least until the green card.
Actually, minimum is 1 minute.
Minimum is 1 minute. Are you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Lalit, topic coming up for you, and it again relates to the theme of the meeting. Not about dance, but it's about innocence. Lalit, the creative adult is the child who survived. The creative adult is the child who survived, Lalit.
Hello everyone. So I will start with the Charles Darwin theory, that is the fittest of survival. So this can be easily related to my topic, which is the creative adult is the child surviving. So the very thing which is clear from this topic is we cannot be constant in a way that we are not evolving. We cannot do the same thing again and again and expecting different results, but I would say more efficient results. So the point is, whatever we are doing, even if it is a very small work to the bigger task, we have to be creative if we want to sustain in a longer time period. If we want to outlast everyone in the competition, if not outlast, be in the top percentile of people. So that way we have to be creative, and just to be creative, you have to freely think. You have to think without considering other people's opinion, what they will think if I fail. So the point is, without worrying about the result, you just have to try the things like the child does. He thinks he saw something, then he will try to do it without thinking that what others will think, because at that time nobody is judging that child. So he's free to do. He or she is free to do whatever they like. And in the process, they improve themselves, they come with some innovative way to do something. So in that particular aspect, every human being has to be tried to create, to improve themselves, to work on their skill, to be more efficient. So that way, I would like to say that we should not consider ourselves being expert in any task, thinking that it is the only possible way to do it. So we have to think in an innovative way. We have to think that way. So hello. So in that way, I would like to say that we have to be creative again and again. It actually match with the today's theme, dance like no one is watching you. So like a child, be creative without thinking about the result, believe in process, and do your best. Thank you. Rupinder, I'm not sure how much time it took, and I was not able
You will
to
get
say.
to know very soon, but if you're saying that you're speaking for the first time, I refuse to believe you, and you will have to pardon me for being impertinent towards that. I will now spotlight the Vice President of Education from Turning Point Toastmasters, Unique Katnoria. You've turned on your camera. If you could turn it back on again, please. Thank you very much. And I am now adding him to the spotlight. He's already added. Unique, can we very quickly do an audio video check for you?
Hi Rupinder and hi everyone, I'm audible and visible.
Yeah, you made the statement. That was more of a statement than a question. Okay, Unique. It is about, again, relates to being to what is more permanent in pertinent in our daily lives. And it's a quote, slightly long, so that is why I've copy pasted it. Unique. It is nice to be important, but it is more important to be nice. It is nice to be important, but it is more important to be nice. Unique.
Well, this code takes me back to like sixth class when I was in the sixth standard. So I was a very shy kid and afraid of public speaking. And in our school, there was a program in which they randomly used to choose a person who had to, like after the morning prayers, had to say the quote for the day, and you have to prepare a quote and you have to say it on the stage in front of all of the school. So I was unluckily chosen, and I was very, very nervous that what I am going to say. And my father suggested this quote to me, and I went on the stage and I said, and I like made no eye contact and said like this: "It is important to be nice, but it's nice to be important," and ran away from the stage. So that was my first tussle with public speaking. But coming back to the quote, so it's important. It is nice to be important, but it is more important to be nice. So when we are important, like we are at peak of a certain skill or something where we are given importance, it's not what we actually visualize when we were preparing for that skill. We thought that when we will reach a certain point, we will be considered important. That would be a point where we would feel very good and everything would be perfect in our little world. But that's not the case. Wherever, whatever you want to get, when you get it, it's not really what it was in your mind. So it's always important to be nice to others as well as to yourselves while you are preparing for that, because when you are going to be important, it's not going to be like you are imagining. So it's more like a continuous love towards others and yourself that's going to make you happy rather than reaching somewhere. And just to end my table topic, you can actually listen to a piece of music by A. Rahman called Dichotomy of Fame. So it's basically it's a music which has two kind of emotions in the same beat. Sorry, same composition, and it's very interesting. Go have a look. It's from the Rockstar movie, Dichotomy of Fame, and you will get to know about when you are very important or you have on a peak of something, how you feel. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you, Unique. Okay. Manish Niranjan has kindly consented to take a topic. May I request him to turn on his video?
Hello, Rupinder ji.
Well, there's a Rupinder here. I do not know Rupinder ji. Let's do a very quick audio video check for you, Naveen. Oh, sorry, Manish.
Hello. Am I audible?
You're audible. There's a slight disturbance, but it's not a showstopper. Manish, here is the topic for you. Okay, Manish, there are shortcuts to happiness, and dancing is one of them. There are shortcuts to happiness, and dancing is one of them, Manish.
Everyone has, hello. Everyone has their own way of having happiness in their life. Some choose to reading, some choose to dancing, some choose to thinking, some choose to listening music and watching movies. So dancing is one of the forms in which people enjoy their happiness. Happiness is anything which you love to enjoy and have your own comfortable zone in which you love to do whatever you want to do. Dancing is one of the fun where you use your body to use as a fitness activity also, and also you use to express your inner emotions, inner feelings also. And it is basically a community level also. You can use it, and also you use your own individual basis to be happy, to show your happiness and enjoy happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Manish. There's a guest who's been rather persistently coming to our meetings. She was there at the Turning Point Toastmasters meeting as well. I'm referring to Pallavi, and I would request Pallavi to take a topic. Pallavi, are you there? Hello? Going once, twice, and sold. I'm going to move on to our one and only speech evaluator that we had for today. Surbhi, Mittal, if you could unmute yourselves.
Yes, sure.
And I'll add you to the spotlight. Okay, Surbhi, let's do a very quick audio video check, please.
Am I audible, visible?
Yes, Surbhi, you are audible and you're clearly visible. The lighting could need a little work, but I think it's making you fairly visible.
Okay.
Surbhi, this is about integrity, and here is your topic. Surbhi, integrity is the most pertinent of human values. Integrity is the most pertinent of human values, Surbhi.
Integrity is something that can run our life in many different ways. There have been times when we have not been true to ourselves and have done things that have not majorly benefited us. I remember there was this time in my college when I personally didn't want to do something, but just because there was some pressure and there was something that I had to do because of my own commitments, I did it. But it did not made me happy in the long run because I wasn't being true to myself. I didn't know whether it is something that I really want to do or not. And this is something that happens a lot of times in our lives, and this is the time we need to self introspect and have time with ourselves, keep time with ourselves, and think if we actually are made for this particular thing, and if this thing holds the integrity that we want. If in life, if we think that we can do something in some other way or take the road that is not taken, but still if we are being true to ourselves, I personally think it is much better than trying to please everyone by doing what they want. Because like the recent situations that we can see, our life is quite fragile and it is very unpredictable, and the recent demise of Siddharth Shukla definitely shows the next it is the other example for the fragility of life. And because of this, I myself did a self introspection that I need to be true to myself and I need to keep my integrity in my hold and not please anyone and do something in terms of that, because life is short and you need to do what you feel happy about. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Surbhi. And Pallavi is saying that she is available now. Pallavi, if you can turn your camera on and your video on.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
No worries. Can someone please unspotlight Surbhi? Hello.
Spotlight Pallavi.
Yeah, can someone please spotlight Pallavi? Hello. Surbhi is still there. Pallavi, are you not able to turn on your camera?
Yeah, I turned my camera. It's on.
Oh, there
My
you
camera
are.
is on. Yes, yes.
Adding you to the spotlight. Pallavi, let's do a very quick audio video check for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Am I
are-
audible and visible? Yeah.
You are audible and you are visible. So Pallavi, topic for you coming up on your screen relates to dance again. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning to dance in the rain. Life isn't about waiting for the storm to pass. It is about learning to dance in the rain.
Yeah, life is very unpredictable, and it's the everything is present in now only in the today, and that too in a very at today's only. So it's we have to live at the present, not thinking about past or about the future. So we have to live fully. The happiness lies within our heart, and we have to live it. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallavi. Excellent try on a topic that was not at all easy. Speaking of not at all easy, someone who did not have an easy time today was our speaker, Rama Chopde, and I would like her to be spotlighted so that she can speak. Spotlighting you, Rama. Rama, you said that you were the adventurous type, and I think the thing about things like dance, singing, even public speaking, the key to success is practice. So your quote is about practice. Rama, don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. Don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong, Rama.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity and the topic. So don't practice until you get it right. Practice until you can't get it wrong. So according to me, we should practice until we get, what should I say? We should get confident on that subject, whatever you want to do. If you want to learn dance, you should practice, but it is not necessary that we should dance perfectly. We can enjoy dancing as well. And for practice until you can't get it wrong means you should practice till the time until you don't make any mistakes. Means you should do perfect whatever you want to do. Like yesterday, from yesterday, I was facing challenges to prepare my speech, but I practiced, and I could do it today. It was not easy for me, but I determined that because I was avoiding from last 6 months, and this time I determined that I should not uh, take more time and should try for it. And from my side, I could do best. There was some fear and lack of confidence, but from the encouragement of the member in Toastmasters, I could do that, and I'm really thankful for that. Thank you so much.
Well, Rama, this is inspired from a Bruce Lee quote that I do not fear the man who knows 10,000 kicks. I fear the man who's practiced one kick 10,000 times. I'm going to remove you from spotlight, and for my final topic, I am going to invite our Toastmaster of the meeting. Can I request that she be spotlighted? Hi Ayushi, where are you?
I'm here, I'm back.
Ayushi, topic for you. Oh, where is my sheet gone? There it is. Okay. Ayushi Kumar. Rupinder is in the wrong meeting. Rupinder is in the wrong meeting. Ayushi Kumar.
So there was a time when I met a man that was wearing a turban outside the building of my office. I was asked that go and greet this man. When I went ahead and met him, I never knew that he is like such a great speaker and a man. Then our journey started. My journey started of this Toastmasters meeting, and I started knowing more about him. And more than it started when we moved to the Zoom meetings. So as you all know that I always had this fear of speaking, and this man always helped me to improve and even introduce me to few people so that I can improve further on my part. So I truly admit that sometimes Rupinder goes into wrong meeting, and at the end he end up helping like more people. So that's it, Rupinder. It's like too much good things about you. So you,
Yeah,
so over to you.
I was supposed to embarrass you with that topic. Now I am feeling embarrassed right now. I guess revenge is never the right thing to do. Anyway, thank you everyone for so enthusiastically participating in the table topics. Here is your chance to vote for the best speaker. And while you are voting for the best speaker, I have a question to ask to all of you. How many of you today got a topic? How many of you today wanted a topic that the other person got? Can I have a raise of hand, please? Okay. Padma, what topic did you want? Padma, you have to unmute yourself for that to work.
I loved all your topics, particularly
Which one?
The last one was really topmost.
The one about practice?
Rupinder not being in the right meeting, or Rupinder.
Oh, okay.
That was something I just complimented Ayushi.
Surbhi, which one?
The grace with which she spoke on that topic was fantastic.
Yeah, she went off script. She was not supposed to do that. We'll talk about that later. Surbhi, which topic did you want?
Padma's topic, if ignorance is that one, ignorance one. Yeah.
Right, excellent. And anyone else who had a topic that they wanted? Anyone else? Yes, Lakshmi, which one?
It's again the last topic, which I wanted to speak a lot, and as well as the second last topic was excellent. There's a lot to speak about that.
Okay.
You know, but so that both the topics were extremely nice. I love that.
So that's it. Everyone, no one else wanted a topic that the other person got? Great. So here is my question to those who wanted that topic for themselves. Today you were asked to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. What stops you from writing a 5 to 7 minute speech on that topic? So the next time when you want to participate in the international speech contest and you tell your VP that you do not have a topic, she will ask you to remember the last table topic that you liked. Okay, with that, I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the meeting.
Thank you, Rupinder, for wonderfully conducting this table topic session. We have been always talking about in this meeting to dance like nobody is watching. But at the end, so we should talk about that how to be one, like how to be free-spirited. So the first point I'll start is that be prepared to be unique. Yes, I repeat that be prepared to be unique. A free-spirited is non-conformist who isn't afraid to think about his or herself or follow the passion. This can be liberating, but it takes courage. Think about those books, ideas, and people that you find inspiring or fascinating. You don't have to think or do exactly the same thing as they did, but think of them as ways for encouraging you. The second is get in touch with your creative side. A free-spirited isn't afraid to be original or imaginative. That does not mean that every spirited has to be great artist or inventor. Just as he or she can be expressive, whether in clothing, whether in decorating, whether in speaking or in cooking. I really love the fact that the way Rama showed her creative side or Lakshmi showed her interest in Bharatnatyam. The third would be give time to be spontaneous. Strange, it may sound, but you need to give time to yourself to be spontaneous. This is especially true because we all have so busy life. So if you are finding difficulty to be spontaneous at first, schedule few minutes per day, per week, in which you have planned nothing. Do what comes in your mind. Stop talking to strangers, taking calls if you are busy. Do enjoy your company and take a detour in your day. Be wary of time traps. Some activities like watching television or using your smartphone can take up a lot of your time. Now, I would like to tell you how can you take advantage of being spontaneous. Travel to a place that you had been never gone. Try a new cuisine. Dance up and get up and dance on whatever music that you like. Do a routine activity in a different way. Take a different way to home, or for instance, you can have a morning coffee on walk rather than just sitting on your table. Offer free hugs. Strike up the conversation with strangers when you are standing in a line. You might never know that you can learn something. And last, I would like to say that get rid of what you don't want. Decluttering your life is one of the first steps that you can bring to be free-spirited. Think about how often that you use a particular item. Many experts suggest that if you are not trying to declutter, if you haven't used an item for 6 months, then you should consider getting rid of it. However, there are some replaceable items that you have some emotion attached to it, so please do not throw them. But others you can do that because for example, your clothes or your kids' toys that you don't require, so you can give back to the societies so that they can use it. Also, you can try some kind of breathing exercises and yoga, or also practice some kind of meditation to be free-spirited. So don't tiptoe through your life, trying not to follow other steps and backing off when someone stands in your path. Don't apologize for being alive and be you. Claim that your role is great in this human story. Move freely over the space and the vast venture of universe that has been allotted to you. Dance like nobody is watching and do it while music still goes on. So these were the tips from my side. Now it's time to bring the GE so that Hina can give us the tips and tricks so that we can be a good and a better speaker. Over to you, Toastmaster Hina.
Sure, thank you. And like Toastmaster Ayushi said, dance while the music still goes on. I think this is a beautiful moment that as we have gone through our roles and our speeches, it's time to reflect. And let's begin the evaluation with first the evaluation of the prepared speech. I will invite Surbhi Mittal to share the evaluation for Rama Chopra.
Thank you, Ms. General Evaluator. So today, my speaker, Toastmaster Rama, broke the ice with her icebreaker speech. However, I would like to say it more of an ice cream breaker than an icebreaker, because she definitely delivered it with such an ease. And I would like to start with appreciating her for her comforting stage presence, as well as the self-assured tone that she had throughout. Nextly, I would like to say that as an icebreaker involves getting to know the new Toastmaster, and by knowing the experiences of his or her life, my speaker Toastmaster Rama definitely set the right example by sharing with us her skills about creativity and also the way the place she originates from, and the way she illuminated her with her creative presentation, be it her painting, embroidery, sketching. It was very visually pleasing. And moving forward, my speaker showed courage while showing us her vulnerability. And I think that is not a piece of cake for every one of us. The way she told her about how she runs away from English language, I personally think this is the highlight of her speech, as she also mentions how she is now being able to conquer the way she is doing it. And we can definitely see her presence in Toastmasters and the way she related Toastmasters in the start of the speech itself, and saying it this icebreaker and her life to be a journey towards Toastmaster was in itself a great way to present her speech. Nextly, I tried my best to find how she can improve her speech towards being better. And I think that she can definitely use some gestures and vocal variety to complement her words. For example, I would like to rephrase a sentence that she said. In 2018, I introduced my friend to Buddhism, and in turn, she introduced me to Toastmasters. I would like Toastmaster Rama to include such transitions in her voice so that we can get the gist of and observe the sentence that she wants to say. Nextly, I would also like to highlight the right amount of pauses that you took. And I personally think it is very important, as the audience need to absorb what you are actually trying to say and connect between the lines. So to sum up, Toastmaster Rama, you definitely served the purpose of your speech by giving us a view about how you are as a person, be it spiritually, be it the way you like to help others. However, I felt a little work on the vocal variety. Gestures can definitely take your speech to another level. Thank you, and I congratulate you for taking the first step. Over to you, Ms. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. I will now move to the table topics and briefly evaluate each of the speakers, starting with Padma. Padma, while the topic was just read out, you kicked off immediately without literally any thinking time, and that clearly identified the amount of practice which you have done on table topics, and that comes so naturally to you. You had great content, you were able to weave in great storytelling styles with amazing body movements and voice modulation, and you beautifully concluded it as well. My recommendation would be, Rama, if you could uh, look at your camera angle, especially if this was an amazing speech which you were potentially preparing or planning for one of the contests, then some of the spaces like the eye contact could probably have been better. You may want to plan your camera better. Also, the pace of your voice. If you could speak a little slower, I think that would add a lot of impact to the rich content you are delivering. Lakshmi, I'll move to you next. So you are a very natural speaker, felt like a very conversation style, not just about you connecting to the topic of understanding your audience, but also you linking it back to life in general and how you need to be thinking about your life and analyze problem and attacking it. That was a very beautifully weaved in topic and connected it back beautifully to the content. I think what I would recommend, Lakshmi, for you to try is that, because you're such an amazing natural speaker, how do you now challenge yourself to bring out a storyteller through your speeches, with whether it is using pauses, whether it is using body language and voice modulation, because you have all the right content, but I would challenge you to think about how do you weave in yourself as a storyteller? Lalit, your topic was a very interesting one with being creative as an adult and surviving through. You hit on the topic right from the moment go, and you connected it very well to Charles Darwin. It did not feel at all that you were a first time speaker of a table topic. Surely, like Rupinder said, you seemed very pro. Hats off to you if it was the first time. So if that's the case, I'm going to challenge you and think about that. How do you now use the creative skills which you have on your ability to find a narration and weave it together and say that how do I bring in dramatization by thinking through between a good intro, body, and conclusion, weaved with voice modulation and body language. Unique. It was amazing to hear a personal story thrown in right at the very beginning with lots of humor in both your content and the way you narrated it. And you concluded your speech very beautifully with sharing snippets around a dichotomy of pain and encouraging all of us to hear ARM's version of this. I think what I would recommend is try and see how you would want to use pauses more creatively because you are a storyteller and you do that so very well. I truly enjoyed every moment of it. Manish, you started off with the topic and you give so many amazing perspective of how dance can be used and how it can become so amazing support to you at various stages. I only wish that with such amazing content and your comfort around telling and your confidence, I only wish I could have heard you a little longer. And I would encourage you to come more often and practice table topics as you build more fluency in your speech. Surbhi, your topic was not easy, and I'm glad you took time to think through and plan how you want to land your story and your content, and that's what you did. You weaved in and you started with a story. You took your you took that space to yourself, and you very beautifully connected it back to a recent situation like Siddharth Shukla, which we could all very well relate to. I think you are very smart with your content. I would now challenge you to take yourself to the level of pro and see that how do you creatively use methodologies like an Oreo method more consciously to plan your deliveries. Pallavi, dancing in the lane, excellent try. You looked so confident, so comfortable on the screen. You had a great smile on. I would encourage you to speak longer because I personally feel that there is so much you have to tell, and we are all very keen to hear to that. So I would look forward to hearing more from you next time around because to me, there is a hidden speaker and a very amazing confident speaker hidden. We would love to bring them out. Rama, amazing, truly authentic, and I couldn't have heard anything better than the way you delivered today. You had so much grace, so much confidence, and humor. You laughed at it, and like it was true to the theme of today, you spoke as if no one cared. And I would love to see that more moving forward because you have amazing experience, amazing things to share, and the way you do it is absolutely incredible. So be persistent, continue to be the amazing person you are, and participate more in table topics. Ayushi, Rupinder was definitely in the wrong meeting, thanks to you. And you turned that around so beautifully. And you made it not about Rupinder, but so much more also about the you and how you were transforming through that whole experience of being introduced to Rupinder. So it's nice to get a tricky topic at times, but it's smarter to use that tricky topic and weave it back using your own strengths, which you did so incredibly well today. So that's it from my side on the table topics. I hope you found the evaluation useful. I would now invite my tag team to share their experience and their feedback for all of us in this meeting today. I would begin with the grammarian. Pranav.
Thank you, Toastmaster. First of all, I would say I saw a carnage of the word of the day. It was complete annihilation, and to be honest, this makes a gram happy. And so it did this time around as well. I saw that word being obliterated and used with such a frequency and with such an intensity that's off the charts. So in terms of word of the day, kudos to you, every single person. A great job done. Now moving forward to zeroing in on participants, this was Rama. Rama, simple, sweet, and most of all, easily comprehensible. A vertical which is very imperative in any speech. So again, kudos to you. The other aspect is transitions, but they were highlighted by Surbhi, so I'll just circumvent this part. Moving to the end, there were a couple grammatical crunches here and there, but to be honest, nothing too profound. I could easily turn a blind eye towards them. If I would like to mention, I would like to mention the first one was, it's a prepositional error wherein you said at the other hand. Of course, at should be replaced by on. That's one. The other is again way too subtle to notice even. Next we had was Ayushi. Some good usages, Ayushi. First, blurring. Second, decluttering, and then some good transitions as well. See, transitions are something which pops my ear over, and I instantaneously am on my feet because I hear transitions, for example. However, nonetheless, etc. Also, there was this construction wherein you use preconceived notions. Now, preconceived notions, it's perfect. You use the construction in a perfect sense. The context was right. However, there is an implicit word for this construction, that is prejudice. So why not use that word? Use prejudice. It improves your lexicon as well as your audience's lexicon, because as soon as you use the word, it remains there in your subconscious memory, and you can bring it to the top of your mind every now and then after you've used the word for a certain word. So try using other words, right? Padma, so mesmerized I was by your delivery that I forgot I'm an evaluator, I'm a grammarian here, and only towards the end was I able to recollect myself. So I have a couple of things for you. One was heart filled with compassion, soul filled with goodness. Again, your speech was so amazing that I haven't jotted down any other aspect. Amazingly done, amazingly done. The fourth is unique. Unique, the word that I could decipher in your speech was tussle, a great word. Tussle is a scuffle, a small kind of fight, something like that. Then Surbhi, fragile, good. Also, Surbhi, I have a recommendation which I'll park for now. I'll do that towards the end, or rather, we have come to the end. Yes. So you had a construction wherein you said do that. Now that pointed out to an action. Whenever we are using that for an action, that's a wrong construction. What we would, however, do is do so. So is the word that points out to an action. So whenever you are pointing out back to an action, use so instead of that. And except for all of this that I've narrated so far, this meeting was nearly pitch perfect in terms of grammar and the construction used. The only other recommendation is try out variations, find out different words, improve your lexicon and your audience's lexicon. Back to you, Toastmaster Hina. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pranav, for that wonderful detailed evaluation. I would now invite our AHA counter. If I could request our AHA counter to be spotlighted. Thank you so much, Pankaj. Back over to you.
Good afternoon, Toastmasters. When you talk, you are only repeating what you already know. But if you listen, you may learn something new. With that, I hope that my report will have pertinent information on crutch words, pillar sounds, or the phrases that we have reviewed. I'm sharing my screen that have the detailed report starting with SA. I have combined Toastmaster Rupinder is a SA and GTM, so he was flawless during the meeting. Just one sound from his side, Our presiding officer, Toastmaster Nimit Mittal, 6 1 or and 1 short pause. TMOD Ayushi Kumar. Big rounds of applause for her for taking that bigger role. She was almost flawless, just 4 or 2 She took various short pauses, so I have noted down only 7. 1 long pause and 1 repeat phrase that to know your. Our general evaluator Toastmaster Hina Kumar was awesome during her general evaluation round, but during TTE she used 8 or and 4 grammarian, nothing to be added. Evaluator Surbhi also was flawless. Speaker Toastmaster Rama. In her icebreaker, 2 short pauses and 1 long pause. Toastmaster PadmaKumar. Sir, nothing to be added here for your wonderful impromptu speech. Toastmaster Lakshmi, just 1 hour. Guest Lalit, 2 so, 1 short pause. Guest Unique, 9 2 or Guest Manish, 1 repeating phrase that was and. Toastmaster Surbhi as a speaker in table topic section, 4 2 ums. Guest Pallavi, 1 If table topic speaker Toastmaster Rama, 1 1 and 1 short pause. Table topic speaker TMOD Ayushi Kumar, 3 and 2 short pauses. Thank you. This is all from my end. Over to you, Madam General.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pankaj, for the detailed evaluation, and I'm sure everybody has taken a note, including me, and would look forward to getting better every single time. I would now invite our timer, Toastmaster Ragini, to share her evaluation with all of us.
Ragini will not be able to share because she had a root canal last week. So Ragini, if you could share your screen, I can help read out the times.
Thank you.
Okay. So apparently I am qualified, and that's the first time somebody said that for me. So I took 2 minutes. Presiding officer took 4 minutes 20 seconds. The general evaluator in her introduction took 5 minutes 34 seconds. The Toastmaster of the day also remained within the time limits. The role players, when they were explaining when their roles were explained, they were within time limits, as was our prepared speaker for today. She took 5 minutes and 2 seconds. When it came to table topics, Ayushi took the requisite amount of time to introduce the table topic master. And every table topic speaker was within time. And our timer was having some network issues at her end. And what I would suggest is that we will give a 30-second grace so that everyone is qualified and within the timing limits. Other than that, I think we are doing very well as far as the meeting is concerned. Oh yes, the evaluator 1 has taken 2 minutes and 12 seconds, and the general evaluator thus far has taken 6 minutes and 14 seconds. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rupinder, for pitching in, and thank you so much, Ragini, for making that detailed report. I wish you well on the root canal, and I hope to hear you the next time. All right, so let's start with the overall flow of the meeting. The meeting started on time. Let's take time to cast vote for the auxiliary role player before the overall.
You can continue.
Okay, so now that our votes are in, let's start with an overall evaluation of the meeting. The meeting started on time, so thank you so much, Sergeant and Tom. You were amazing at warmly greeting the guests and ensuring that the club mission statement is properly read. Housekeeping rules were very well explained. I think you spent considerable time in doing that, and it's very important. The meeting was very well hosted and started off with our presiding officer Nimitz, who had an inspirational opening. I love the way he was able to build the theme back in as he was starting off, and the dignitaries and the guests were recognized, and especially for the ones who were guests and playing roles for the day. So thank you so much for being as amazing as always you are. Toastmaster of the day, Ayushi, what an awesome theme. I think it was inspiring everyone from the day the poster was announcing and everybody was looking forward to it. Your experience of the actual meeting was an absolute resonation to the poster, and it was supported with enthusiastic tone, fun engagement from your side, ensuring you engage audience in multiple mode, whether it is through actual encouraging them to share what is their favorite dance, and also inviting a few to dance through this whole process, inviting them to share votes. You absolutely owned the room, you owned the meeting, and you ensured that a flawless experience to the audience was created, and you inspired in every transition of yours. So I think that was an absolute kudos to you, the way you were able to share, especially the tips on how to live your passion to the day. So it was not just about understanding dance and how we need to live the moment, but actually also a very teachable moment, which I'm sure all of us as audience was absolutely captivated by. You introduced the speakers very well, and we were able to take time to also give feedback to the icebreaker speech from Ramadas. So thanks to you for the time. The topics, table topic master Rupinder, what an amazing collection of topics. They were all very interesting, which equally challenged the audience at the same time, allowed them to be absolutely simple to everyday life and reflection. So I think that was a very interesting use of topic, and you allowed everyone to creatively reflect in those topics. What you did not just stop off was ensuring that this is a table topic well run, but you made sure that you spoke about how each of them can become a prepared speech topic for us in the future. And I think personally, I would take a note of you, and I look forward to the next prepared speech probably coming from one of these topics. I'm sure a lot of us resonate with that. Our speech evaluator, Surbhi, you were amazing for a first time speech evaluator. You read out the speech objectives very clearly. You ensured that a CRC method was followed, and you were absolutely very positive and encouraging. And surely, if I was Rama in that moment, I would feel so supported and so well, supported through this evaluation. My recommendation would be that probably how do you, especially when you're looking at giving an advice, how do you make it very generic instead of becoming sharing specifically around Rama or any other speaker for that matter? Make it generic. That would make it really amazing. Um, I would uh, I would quickly share my evaluation for my amazing tag team. I think I couldn't have asked for any better tag team, one of the best tag team I could have had. Our timer, Ragini, you showed the times perfectly, and I'm sorry to hear about your the roots treatment, but this was one of the best timing experience anyone would have in the way you demonstrated the cards, and you made sure that we are all concise on our speeches. On our AHA counter, Pankaj, I have never seen an AHA counter report being so creative and interesting. The way you started, the way you explained, the various ahs and ums, and you made it so personalized that I'm sure every one of us is going to go through that detailed report and make sure that we are able to, take away a few things. My recommendation, if we can next time, is also to summarize as a larger team what are some of the themes you're noticing. For example, there were a lot of us erring on ahs and nums, and maybe that becomes a larger area for us to reflect. And maybe as a VP at tomorrow, for me to think about, how do we help specifically on themes we are noticing in our speakers or from the various evaluators. Finally, Grammarian, I think, Pranav, we are amazed with your own strength on and command on the English language. There were so many amazing takeaways, which all of us had. Amazing choice of word. Surely it was one of the most popular tabletop, most popular word of the day, which I have seen being used across the meeting. So thank you so much for wonderfully explaining the word of the day, because that definitely allowed all of us to practice it and be pertinent around it. With that, I do want to acknowledge and thank all the role players, especially a lot of you had come in at the very last moment. So I really want to acknowledge all your support in making this wonderful meeting happen and a great use of all our time. So thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Ayushi.
Thank you, Veena. Your tone was so encouraging and inspiring, and this is one of the best evaluation which I have heard. And truly, it never felt for the second that you are doing this role for the first time. You did complete justice to this role. Thank you for all the feedbacks that you have given. Now it's a time for our meeting to end. So I would end this meeting with a thought. So when we are in 20s, we worry what people will think of us. When we are in 40s, so we don't care what they think. And when we reach 60, we realize that they weren't thinking about us anyway. They were just making about themselves, just like you are. And even if people make a comment about you, think about like this. They would have perhaps spent a minute judging about you or making a remark, and then you would have spent your life changing that or done things to please them. But probably they would have not noticed because they are too busy thinking about themselves. So I would say at the end, let them go and live your life as per your wants. So you have to dance like no one is watching, love life that you will never get heard, sing like that is nobody is listening, and feel like that is heaven on earth. It was my pleasure to be the Toastmaster today. Now I would hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Rupinder. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ayushi. It is not without reason I say that you are a success story of Toastmasters. What a performance today. Can we have a round of applause for her once again, please? And while we are doing that, can we also vote for the best role player? I will quickly move over to our guests who have been very patient with us, staying with us till until this time. And I will randomly pick them out and I will ask them about feedback. Manish Ranjan, how did you feel about the meeting today? Manish, if you could unmute.
Hello, Rupinder ji.
Yeah, well, I'm still Rupinder, but you can go on.
It was my first experience. So for me, it was a great experience overall.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's move on to guest Lalit. Lalit, how did you feel about the meeting?
Hi, the meeting was pretty nice, especially the topics which were given to us to speak for. So they were all great topics, lot to think about, and I personally liked every topic. That's why I didn't vote when you asked, do you want other topics for the speakers? So every topic was fine, and the evaluation was also fine. The meeting was great from my side.
Great, thank you very much. Let's figure out if we have more guests. We have Pallavi. Pallavi, how did you find the meeting today?
I find it very motivating. I mean, I am joining this meeting from last two meetings also I've attended. So I am finding it interesting. That's the reason I am here.
Excellent. So if my advice to people who are looking to become members, in 2009, I heard about this organization called Toastmasters International, and it took me till 2015 to join, a period of 6 years. And trust me, not one day passes when I do not kick myself as to what I was doing for those 6 years. Do not make the mistake that I did. Join Toastmasters yesterday. It's that urgent. It's that much that it can help you. Let's move on to some of our experienced guests. Lakshmi, how did you feel about the meeting?
It's excellent. And I could see Toastmaster of the day and all three role players, the great role players, the Toastmaster of the day, the TTM, and as well as the general evaluator. All three did their fabulous role and they did extremely well. Every meeting we learn something, we take back some message. And today also I'm taking back a lot of learnings from this meeting, though it's a crisp but small. It's always the quality matters. Quantity doesn't matter. You have 50, 60 people, but you miss something or other, but you have less people, but the quality is incomparable. Thank you so much for inviting me, sending me the invitation. It's a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Lakshmi, and you're most welcome to join us. We meet every Sunday from 1:15 p.m. onwards, and we'll be very happy to have you in our meetings. And last but not least, guest who's like an extended family actually, PadmaKumar.
Thank you, Rupinder. I have a list of about 28 items to cover, but before you panic, I'm just going to talk about the top 3 that I really loved in this meeting. First thing that I loved was Rama's speech, which was absolutely authentic and soulful. I really loved it. Second, I loved the table topics by Rupinder. And I think every topic of his is pregnant with possible interpretations and perspectives. And I love that. The third is I learned a new word today. I just want to spend half a minute on this. Normally, when we talk about multiple things, we said secondly, thirdly, fourthly, etc. Sometimes we lose count how many have we covered. So today, I heard Surbhi using this word nextly. You may question, is it there in the dictionary? But I don't care. I love the word. I'm going to use it. Nextly, nextly. It really communicates that we are moving on to the next point. And it is something that we don't have to worry about keeping count. So great job, Surbhi, on that. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Okay. I am still not very sure if nextly is a word, but one thing that I am sure of is that I'm going to share my screen with you so that I can share the awards. And here it goes. All right, as you can see, we have the screen up in front of us again. Let us look at who our performers for today, starting with the standing ovation for the icebreaker, which goes to Rama Chopde. Great job done, Rama. Many congratulations. Then we have the standing ovation for the general evaluation handed over to Hina Verma for playing the role of the general evaluator. I will say for the first time. I will also say finally. Thank you, Hina, for playing that role. And then I have a standing ovation for speech evaluation presented to Surbhi Mittal, who kind of holds a gun to my head and says that she wants a certificate every meeting that she comes to. I'm kidding. She doesn't say that. She might hold a gun to my head next time. When it comes to the table topics, well, I would say that this girl is on fire. Many congratulations, Ayushi Kumar, third best table topic speaker today. And indeed, you kind of got a difficult topic. We will still talk about what you said about me. That doesn't absolve you of that. The second best table topic speaker was actually a presiding officer in the previous meeting. And that speaks volumes of her dedication to Toastmasters, although she's a new Toastmaster. She's got two daughters, both of whom are distinguished Toastmaster. And I'm happy to say one of them is my mentor. Many congratulations, Lakshmi. Superb job. And our best table topic speaker today. I really don't know which club this guy belongs to, which district, which area. But I really do not care also. Because whenever he comes, he brings such enthusiasm to the meeting. It's almost we've got our very own Thalaiva amongst us. So many congratulations to Rajnikant of our meeting, A. PadmaKumar. Jai Rajnikant. We have the best. Yeah, we call him the Thalaiva.
Oh, Thalaiva.
Yeah. Yeah. So with the best auxiliary role player, I'm sorry, I did not realize that we did have someone from Tamil Nadu. I thought that
Yes.
Hina was the only person that we had from Tamil Nadu. Hina has a story about that. She can tell you later. She's a Marwadi from Tamil Nadu.
Oh, wow.
Okay. The best auxiliary role player today went to Pranav. Many congratulations, Pranav. And thank you very much for being the grammarian today. Excellent report. And the best role player, this girl comes in and she robs me of my awards. And then she does a table topic on me, which is supposed to be embarrassing her, but she ends up embarrassing me. Many congratulations, Ayushi Kumar, for your stellar performance. Great job done. And with that, I will stop the share. Oh, hang on. I have another screen to share. Just give me 1 second. Members, please take note of this. 1 second. Now, this is a URL that is accessible to everyone. I'm waiting for it to open. It's called our dashboard. Now, if you go to our dashboard, you will see that we are currently at, I think, 1 or 2 goals. The dashboard hasn't opened up, but there are some goals that are very much within our reach. For example, we need just 1 more member added to the club as a member, and we will achieve 1 goal. We are just short of a couple of renewals, and we will get 1 more goal. And then when it comes to education, we are in close running, but there is no reason why we cannot hit 5 goals by the end of the September. So let's get on this. And with that, I will stop the recording. Oh, finally, the page decides to open up. Just give me 1 second before I, so that I can share the page. Spearhead Toastmasters. Right. Okay. Right now we are at 0 goals. As you can see, we need 1 more level 2 and we will get a goal. We need 1 more level 3 and we will get a goal. I promise you that I'll give you a level 4 and level 5. So we have 4 goals already lined up. 4 new members needed. We are at 3. We need 1 new member and we will get another goal. All of these are low hanging fruits. Membership renewal dues on time. I think 6 of us have renewed. If we get 2 more in, then we will get yet another goal. All of this easily achievable. We can very easily hit 7 goals. I was saying 5, we can hit 7 goals before September is out. So I look forward to your cooperation in the same, and I will stop the share, stop the recording, and